G'day, John here from LANA Software, the founder, and wanted to welcome you to our Simpro and LANA integration. I've done hundreds, if not thousands, of demonstrations of this software live and in person, and very much on Zoom calls across the world. We service the UK, USA, New Zealand, Australian markets, and it continues to grow. But what's really important is that for our Simpro customers, that they understand the inherent value as to the problems that we solve and what LANA offers as a CRM, but how we've gone from centralizing and managing simply your marketing right through to being an operational tool from start to finish to automate tasks, ensure you never miss an inquiry, guarantee you win more jobs, and do all of those automated or repetitive tasks that should be done by a software such as LANA. LANA is not here to replace your team, it's actually to enhance and make them more efficient. And as a business owner, implementing a system like this only gives your team peace of mind, your customers a better outcome and experience from working with your business. And I guarantee that's only going to improve the way that you operate. LANA side by side with Simpro, we have built a completely synced and continue to evolve the product to ensure that we maximize the value of what you're using Simpro for your job management, project management, scheduling, invoicing, and so on. And LANA is going to handle the customers at the front end for you and communicate with them better throughout that process. So what I'm going to do is show you initially the features and benefits of what LANA offers. And of course, then I'm going to go in and actually show you the interface itself, and give you a first-hand demonstration how LANA is going to improve your business. So let me just quickly share my screen. So as mentioned, LANA has a number of features that we offer, but inherently as a large platform that we are, I think it's our simplicity that we like to break down for you. Simpro is a beast, it's a fantastic product, but certainly our agenda from LANA's perspective is to be as easy for your team to implement. And if I'm going to give you an outline, once your team subscribed and jumped on with us and made the decision to utilize our CRM, which integrates seamlessly, obviously, with Simpro, it's as little 5 to 6 hours of commitment and you'll have an entire system built and full training conducted by our team. So let me go through and show you what the features look like. So LANA and Simpro, it is a two-way push of data. Why is that important? Well, unlike our competitors, we do have the ability to push and pull data from Simpro, and we've custom built it for you. So LANA CRM does in fact help you manage your customers, automate tasks, and it plugs in simply so it works as one system. The last thing you want to have is two calendars working side by side, or half your contacts in one system and not in the other. That's just going to frustrate you and cause more problems than answers. So coming down the page, I'm going to go through each of these features, and these are available to you to communicate and go to our website to have a look at, but I just wanted to explain them shortly and concisely. These are the problems that Simpro users have come to us to solve, so I just wanted to give you a run through on what we do. Centralized communication. As I'll show you soon, it is essential that you don't have silos of information. Often on a website, and I'll demonstrate this for you, you complete the contact form, it goes into someone's email account, and hopefully at some stage in the next 24 hours, as most thank you pages say, it will say on your website, we'll get back to you as soon as we can. That's too late. Speed to response is critical for your business. LANA ensures that your website, your social media, your phone, SMS, email is all centralized in one place. Even PDF work orders that you're getting, we could automatically reply to your customer and ensure that they're getting an immediate response. That closes the loop off and it stops them going to your competitors. That is essential, but certainly centralizing everything in one place gives your team one location to go to. It shows your entire team's ability to manage and see who's communicating with the customer from one dashboard. And that is super powerful, because who wants to have missed leads going into emails, having to go into Facebook Messenger for social media inquiries, having phone calls with someone you have to get back to, or even, pen and paper to actually speak to the customer. Those are the days of the past. LANA centralizes everything to ensure that you never miss a lead. You save time on double entry and having to manually push data from your email or from a website inquiry and having to type it into Simpro. Doesn't happen anymore with LANA. Two-way messaging. That means text and email, and we enable that anywhere in the world, and that is super powerful. In fact, the text message even has a live phone number. So that means that you have the ability to have a conversation with your customers. Super important for your customers, by the way. They want to have that positive experience. And while we're managing the job, perhaps, if we're communicating with the tenant or the person on site, the site contact, they should be able to reply to you. Or if you're sending out a proposal to a customer, or if you're sending out a message to reply and someone's immediacy is super important and communication is key, in my opinion. If you can communicate effectively and have a 24/7 receptionist working for you like LANA can to manage all of your channels, it's going to give you immediacy response, and it's going to connect the customer with your team, the appropriate team. So if you've got sales team, if you've got admin, techs, and you want it to be an existing customer and it has to go to a tech, we can do that. If it's a new customer and they have to go to your sales team, we can facilitate that as well. FYI, I'm going to show you the desktop version today, but LANA is most definitely available on Android and iPhone as well. So that's super important. So on the go, you've got your contacts, you've got your customers, and you can communicate directly with them at any time conveniently. All right, coming down the page, we've got quotes with automation. What I'm going to demonstrate, or what I hope to show you in the short explainer, is how we have the ability for you to send an email. So when you're creating your quotes inside of Simpro, you do exactly what you normally do, but in Simpro natively, that's just sent as an email to your customer. We've actually transformed the process, as you can see, and you'll be able to look at the video itself when you go into the website. We convert that to a text message and email. Why? Well, just have a think about it. How many emails do you have unopened that are sitting in your account? Mine's probably in the thousands, whereas I don't have a single text message that I haven't replied to. So let's just face it, deliverability is better. We know that they've opened it or not, and we can do automated follow-ups to help I suppose, nurture that customer into converting and accepting the quote. To take it even better, we also then embed a digital signature and the ability to take a payment via a Stripe account. Now that's your Stripe account with no markup by LANA. The outcome is super obvious. You have automated follow-ups for quotes, so they're not left pending inside your account. It's being delivered in a format that is every time going to be shown and seen by the customer, and we know that they've seen it or opened it. And of course, we have digital sign-off. What does that mean? Once they've signed off the agreement, we can notify your scheduling team you've got an accepted quote. You can send a copy of the agreement to your customer, and of course, you could start the process of getting the job scheduled and getting it invoiced. If you have taken payment with a pre-deposit or a full payment, we can notify your accounts team that we not only have a signed agreement, we have full payment, so send out an invoice. I think everyone would agree that it's better to get paid as quickly as possible and get that commitment, particularly in digital format. That's what LANA offers you. Built-in VoIP system. This is super powerful and something I can't underestimate that is available to your business. LANA's VoIP system provides IVR call transfer. What does that mean? Well, in simple terms, the ability to press 1 for sales, press 2 for accounts, press 3 for our technicians, or whatever your various departments are. That is super powerful for your team to send calls to the appropriate person. We can also round robin the call to your available staff, so that if one person tends to be the primary person who takes the calls, we can round robin amongst the team. We can do call transfers. So if I've taken the call and it's someone else that needs to be spoken to, I can transfer the call to another member of the team as well. And call transcriptions. So when the call's been taken, being able to get a transcription of that call, copy it and push it directly into the notes within your Simpro account. That's going to mean that, let's say your admin team in the office has had a conversation about the job that's super important, we could copy that directly into the lead, quote, invoice, or job within the notes of your Simpro account. Super effective way of making sure that your team, whether they're in the field, in the office, and your customers are all on the same page. That's obviously a massive, powerful outlet that LANA offers. So sending and receiving text with live phone calls. And if I don't mention it right now, yes, LANA has its own AI voice solution. So should the actual team not be available, you can convert the actual phone call to our live AI receptionist, which can take the call, qualify the lead, and of course, capture all of those details that you need. If you want that caller to also, if you want our AI to create a quote or a job, we can do that too. Invoicing and debt collection. Nobody wants to do this, let's face it. If you have got pending payments outstanding, LANA fully integrates with your existing Simpro account to ensure that we can do the debt collection. Payments due, it's been 30 days, 60 days, and so on. We can send out two-way text messages and emails with your embedded actual payment link with the invoice to be paid. So it reconciles directly inside of your Simpro. It's not just a message to say, hey, you owe us money. They have a link that they can click on that goes directly into your Simpro and reconciles automatically. Again, this is about getting you paid quicker and you avoiding manual follow-ups. Who wants to have a team dedicated on doing debt collection? I certainly don't. But let's just remember one last thing, and we've mapped all this out for you. I'll give you a sneak peek. Here it is here. Inside the actual process, those maroon badges that you can see, they're in fact manual tasks. So we can create a task for a team member to say, hey, by the way, it's time for you to actually get on the phone and call this particular customer. So that's what we offer you as a business. So let me go through and just explain. Give me a moment. So what we've got here is the LANA interface, and of course I'll just continue with the remaining features before I do. What we've got here is the quoting tool explained, so that explain a video from start to finish to show you that your normal quoting, all you need to do, and this is inside of our webpage that you can actually open up and visit. If you wish to, you can see that it will create your exact quote, but we've created a status trigger, and by creating that status trigger, it automatically does the rest. Converts your pre-build or your quote into a text and email and everything I've mentioned. So super powerful, and that's something that we're very proud that we've enhanced your process. We're fully integrated, as we said, with your invoices. Our AI receptionist can take your calls, as mentioned. And I think this is super powerful and important. Unlike our competitors, our cost center integration means that our software has the ability to communicate to the appropriate contact at every stage of the actual journey. What does that mean? If you apply with our competitors, it's your site contact that's communicated to every step of the way. That's not how businesses operate. That's not who your customers are. Within the hierarchy of Simpro itself, as we know, we have, and I've just got a couple of pages open, give me a moment. As you can see in here, if I zoom right in, you could say, send the message to, do you want it to go to the site contact, the primary contact, or the customer? Having the ability to communicate to the appropriate person at every stage of the journey automatically is powerful. Let's say, for example, a real estate agent, you're a B2B, you get a lot of work orders or quotes or jobs being delivered through a residential realtor or a builder. That's the customer that you would want to communicate with. But when it comes to actually scheduling the job, you'd want the site contact to be communicated to, who's on site, the project manager, for example. And then, of course, when the invoicing comes, you may have the preferred contact or the customer again. We can communicate with any of those contact types or all three automatically at every stage of the journey. And that's a significant difference of what our platform offers. You want to be communicating to the appropriate person. Another question that's asked to me all the time is, well, we've got certain people that we don't want automated messages being sent to. Well, when LANA is connected automatically to your account, your Simpro account, which we do at the start, we can apply a tag to ensure all of those important customers that you do not want automated messages to be sent to not receive those messages. So that's super important. But being integrated with cost centers, that means that we understand how you run your Simpro account, and we get an understanding of who your contact types are, what your quoting process and your job scheduling process is. So that's super imperative. PDF work orders, if I didn't explain that well enough, being able to extract an email with a PDF attachment and create a job in Simpro, avoiding all of that double handling, is a standard feature of our solution. Job notifications, so two parts there. We have a complete calendar integration with your Simpro. So what that means is in two options, and I'll display that in a moment. You have the ability to lock the schedule in your calendar and it'll automatically send an appointment reminder via text, two-way SMS, of course, and email. And of course, when you've got the day before or an hour before the actual jobs to be ascended or the quote, so we do reminders for quotes and jobs, we can in fact have a window of arrival. So if your job's at 10, we'll say that we'll be there between 9 and 11. I'll show you how that looks in a moment. Technician traveling notifications. It's super important that customers know that you're on the way, but with only a one-way outbound text message, that's not going to mean your customers can reply to say, potentially we're not on site. You do not want your vehicles to be heading out to jobs where the person potentially hasn't left the keys or left the place open or even knows you're on the way. LANA avoids that by centralizing the communication two-way between your text in the field. They just change the status trigger from the mobile app within Simpro. It'll send a text message custom to the customer and saying, hi, John, we're on our way. And of course, your admin team can see the reply if they decide that they're not actually going to be attending the job. A significant improvement on ensuring that you avoid no-shows at appointments. Everyone knows the importance of Google reviews and surveys, post-job follow-ups. We've taken it a level further. We have pre-built workflows based on jobs. So if you do a certain type of job, we have the ability to have a different follow-up. A lot of our electrical businesses, for example, when they're doing a hot water system, they may want to have a 12-month follow-up to rebook that in. An air conditioning install, you've installed the actual unit and you want to do a follow-up 6 or 12 months later, or potentially every start of summer, or do a seasonal follow-up. LANA has the ability to manage all of that for you. That is going to be re-engaging customers for you automatically. And again, that has all been mapped out and built for you from start to finish. Our integration is pretty straightforward and simple, and we do this for you manually. We jump on a Zoom call with you. We show you how to connect your Facebook, how to connect your Google, how to connect your website. We do all of that for you. It's all done out of the box. So it's all centralized in one place, avoiding gaps in your business and providing a reliable start to finish system. We can create multiple types, and I'll go through that in a moment. Multiple types, whether it be service quote, project quotes, or service jobs, etc. And that is going to avoid so much manual data entry. I'll go through and explain each of these features now, and let me just pop in here. Okay, so start to finish. At the beginning, as I've mentioned, LANA can manage all of those places where customers communicate with you. So whether it be a typical website where you've got to get a quote page or a contact us form, or you have a web chat, which we will add to your website, it will instantly connect you, capture their contact details in our CRM. It'll send a personalized text message to their customer. It'll have a conversation with them, and that's 24/7. So it's like having a person representing your business at the front end, knowing your services, your service areas, etc. And we can even book those appointments directly into your calendar. So how good would it be having coming in on Monday that your admin team or sales team have pre-booked people wanting a quote after hours? In fact, we could take it one step further. If you do emergency call outs, we can take the payment straight off that message and then notify you that we've got a customer who wants you to attend to do the actual call out. That's going to streamline your business, get you paid quicker, and only then do we notify you to get out of bed to go and attend the job. And certainly getting paid before you attend is advantageous. I've mentioned before to you already our phone solution. So you've got website, phone, PDF work orders, social media, and aggregated websites. Everything falls into the one location, and so you'd never miss an inquiry. Why is that important? Well, we created LANA during the pandemic, and it was super obvious that a lot of businesses were dependent upon their marketing. They didn't have reliable sales processes. We've provided that for you. Out of the box, you have a reliable system to manage your customers from start to finish, but we're doing the nurturing for you. The N in LANA is in fact is nurture. So LANA is lead automation nurture app. We capture your leads all in one place. We automate tasks. We nurture your customers all in one app. So that's what we do. So as mentioned on the screen here, and this is just a screenshot, I'll show you the app in a moment. You do have all your contacts being tagged, where the lead came from, what marketing channel it came from, ensuring we squeeze the juice out of every dollar you're spending on your marketing. We add every lead into our pipeline manager, and by simply grabbing the job card and pushing it over into this pipeline stage, it instantly creates a quote inside Simpro or a job and so on, saving you so much time in admin and double handling. Okay, so that's the initial upfront of how we manage the customers. Of course, we integrate with Simpro seamlessly, and of course, you have your invoicing or schedule appointment reminders and everything else that I mentioned to you. So let me give you a quick look into the interface. Everyone wants to see it, and I just want to show you how it looks and feels to be a customer of LANA, and I'll just close a few off. So I don't want you to be concerned by this. This is what we use as a framework. This here is the mapping of what happens in LANA to manage all your customer touchpoints. So you've got your social media inquiries. They've all been mapped out by LANA. You've got your contact form inquiries. You've got your web chat that we add to your website. We have multiple ways to manage the customer journey. We've got our AI to chase up. How often do you get an inquiry? Person submits it and they ghost you. Not anymore. LANA will chase that customer for you automatically with our AI. And as I mentioned, being able to drag and create a service quote, project quote, service job, or project job automatically with the drag of a card is just worth the price of admission alone. FYI, if you do not want the AI receptionist, we've been working on, and it's been working for 5 years now and continues to work very, very effectively, is our missed call text back. Our system will know if it's an existing customer or a new customer. If they are a new customer, it can send a job form. Hey, sorry, we're not available right now. And of course, all of these messages are completely customized to your business. We embed a job form to say, hey, if you'd like to complete this form, and it can automatically create a job or a quote inside of your Simpro account. How powerful is that? You're not just coming back to a missed call, you're actually coming back to someone who's genuinely wanting to get a quote because they filled out the form while you weren't available. That's been working since we started back in 2020 and continues to today. Once you're inside Simpro, as you can see, we track every stage, whether it be through the quoting status triggers, we can track every single one. Notifying teams, so the manual icons are notifying departments that quotes or scheduling needs to be done, and our quote sent follow-ups, technician traveling, whether the quote's approved, declined, getting customer feedback. Why didn't we actually win the job? So if you come down, you'll see that we have a form that says whether they didn't have the personal reasons, or was it the price, timeliness of the speed to response, and so on. So we can get feedback as to why you're not winning quotes. During the job stages, we can, of course, manage and ensure that when the job's scheduled, we send appointment reminders, when the technician's traveling to site, and of course, when the job's completed, doing surveys, getting star ratings, and then triaging that inquiry. Maybe you need to get some feedback. Why didn't we get a 5-star review? Well, we can zoom in here and say, well, maybe it was punctuality, cleanliness, or whatever the reason. And you can see which technician attended and give them feedback as to why the customer wasn't satisfied. And that's all delivered back to you as the business owner. Finally, invoicing, as I've mentioned, full integration and mapping so that we can chase and do debt collection. And of course, at the end of every one of these stages, you can add a manual action for one of your team members to get on the phone and actually do that debt collection if our automation can't succeed in doing that for you, which it can, I'm sure. So that gives you a quick, thorough run through of the start to finish. And I just want to demonstrate for you how it looks to be a customer. Now, I built this website called lanatrading.com.au. And over here, I just want to demonstrate something. So this is a demonstration sub-account that I've created. So this is the interface of your pipeline. So where all the customers come into. Why is this great? Well, every new lead comes into this one pipeline stage right here. So you'll never miss a lead again. They're put directly in here, and all you need to do is you can click on the icon to call the customer. You can send them a text message. You can assign that to a certain team member within the actual your team to speak to, whether it be sales or admin. And of course, once you've qualified that customer, it's super, super simple for you to just drag the card and create a quote or a job in Simpro by doing the following. Let's say Jack has come in and I wanted to create a quote. All I do is I drag it across here once I've qualified him, and it will instantly create a quote in Simpro. If I come over to Simpro and I refresh, usually takes a couple of seconds for our system just to push the data over. You'll see that all I've got here is quotes open because we wanted to create a quote and a contact. And Jack Beebe, there he is right there. So just missed him coming in. Now, once it's inside Simpro, we've got the ability to push over your attachments, the contact details, site address, everything. everything that you've captured. All the custom fields that are important to you, we can push directly into Simpro, as you've just seen. And of course, if I wanted to create a job, well, finish this point. Once we're in Simpro, LANA is tracking every stage. So for Jack, if I'm inside of Simpro, anything that we do when we're applying a cost center, when we're going into the settings, if I just hit, I want to, technician traveling or whatever it may be, any of these changes, we mirror your exact account in LANA so that LANA can do the automated follow-ups. And you can see there's a custom one called send description quote via LANA. When you do that, after you've applied your cost center and you created your pre-build of what your actual quote looks like, hit save and finish, and LANA does the rest. It will trigger out the quote follow-up process for you automatically. So what I'm trying to say is you operate the same way you always have within Simpro. It's now just being tracked, and the opportunity card will move along automatically right through to the final stage. When you say the job's completed or fully invoiced, it will automatically drop into this queue, and that will drop and send a message to the customer to say, hey Jack, thanks for working with us. And as you can see here, hey Jack, thanks for working with LANA Trading. We'd really appreciate a quick Google review. Let us know how we did with your embedded Google, Facebook, and YouTube, whatever it may be. And you can see 9/17, 9/18, that was literally sent to this person seconds ago just by that update. So that is all happening automatically in the background for you. So that's an overview of what LANA can do. Hopefully it gives you a short explainer. As I mentioned, this is a dummy site. You're very welcome to go to it yourself, lanatrady.com.au. We have another website here for New Zealand customers, and we do have UK and US pages as well. And you can go in and fill out an actual field just like that. So get on the get a quote, fill in the contact form yourself, and you'll see the experience for yourself of how LANA manages and nurtures your customers. And of course, we've got our web chat here, or you can visit lanasoftware.com.au and have a full conversation with the AI receptionist and ask it everything you like. And if you want to book in a call with me, if you haven't already, just book in a consult by clicking on the book a consult button. On the bottom right hand corner, you'll see that we've got our web chat, and I say, do you guys work with Simpro? Pretty obvious question. Our AI receptionist is trained to talk about our product, who we are, and to book you in for an appointment with me. I can do the exact same thing for your business. Know if you're electrical, plumbing, roofing, what industry you're in, know all your services, your service areas, and book in quotes directly. So you can see that mine's instructed to get the full name of the person who's attending. So hopefully that gives you a quick insight as to what LANA does. But if I was to summarize it and say, what do we offer your business? We provide you a reliable system for your team to manage your customers from inquiry through to the quoting, the job scheduling, and attending the job, invoicing, getting paid, and then even doing quote follow-ups and reactivating and booking customers. We have full bulk outbound capability too. I've had customers spend $75 worth of text messages and create almost $100,000 worth of work in 1 week. So the power's in your hands to actually engage the CRM. I believe the most valuable asset in your business is your customer base and your ability to actually affordably communicate with them, saving you thousands, if not hundreds of thousands on marketing and making you a trusted person within your local market. That's an overview of Simpro and LANA. If you've got any more questions, you're very welcome to ask. And I know companies and individuals, customer groups, everything, we're fully integrated. So looking forward to speaking with you soon.